We will move to the topic 2, the status quo and future of economic and trade cooperation. In this topic, we also have relevant experts and scholars. The first speaker is Mr. Khalid Rahman, Chairman of the Institute of Policy Studies of Pakistan. His topic is status quo and future of economic and trade cooperation. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to the Chinese National Academy of Governance for providing me this opportunity to speak before this august audience. Indeed, it is an honor for me. To begin with, let me emphasize an important lesson from the history. We all know, and history has witnessed, the examples of both accord and discord between neighbors who are physically connected to each other. Discord not only hinders progress, but may lead to armed confrontations and countless miseries for the people at large. Regional and sub-regional understanding for the sake of cooperation background has long been seen as an opportunity to promote economic and political stability among the neighbors as well as across the globe. Fast forward, when we look at today's world, we find that the technological advancement in the age of globalization has connected even far away regions. This advancement has also brought with it the new means of mass destruction and controls. The significance of joining hands in this setting has further increased between neighbors and at wider levels. Seen in this context, SCO, though started with a low profile, can rightly be called now one of the most significant regional cooperation organizations in the world. Instead of building alliance against someone, SCO follows the partnership approach. With 8 members, 4 observers, and 6 dialogue partners, it has established a number of councils and structures to focus on different sectors of governance. Its members include 4 nuclear powers, and together the region covers half of the global population. 3 of SCO members, 1 observer, and another a dialogue partner are members of the Eurasian Economic Union, which has been established with similar objectives. The 2 organizations are already in touch and have also signed memorandum of cooperation in certain areas. This makes SCO's potential for cooperation and outreach even more significant. Let me also add here that BRI, which is the largest cooperation initiative in the world, owes its foundation a lot in the conducive environment which was created with the settlement of border disputes between China and the regional countries in the very initial phases of the SCO and its later successes. Let us, however, recognize that the real significance of the SCO and its successes is rooted in the Shanghai spirit, which stresses, as we all know, on mutual trust, mutual benefit, equality, consultation, respect for cultural diversity, and pursuit of common development among the members. Indeed, the Shanghai spirit and SCO experience provides an ideal paradigm of governance as well as of international relations and worldwide cooperation to follow. With this in view, I would stress that the paradigm needs to be strengthened both at conceptual and operational levels. Simultaneously, it needs to be globalized. to ensure that the progress is sustainable and all-inclusive. Looking at the world today, we, however, find the current global governance practices are entirely in contradiction to this paradigm. This has led to a host of problems: economic disparities, food insecurity in spite of availability of resources, non-traditional social, ecological, and security-related issues, huge defense spending, inability to resolve long-standing political disputes, and most of all, increasing absence of ethical and moral dimension in the name of individual or national interest, to name a few. No doubt, these issues have far-reaching consequences for the humanity and the planet we are living in. The question is, can we expect a sustainable economic progress in the absence of a fair global system? A related question is, can and should we ignore this aspect of the global scenario? Obviously not. In fact, this question has gained additional significance in the way the G7 and the NATO have commented in their communiques last month. The NATO communique has explicitly pointed out Russia and China as major threats and areas of concern for the future. China has been identified as a challenge to Western interests. The NATO communique has also advocated augmenting the presence of NATO and seek new partners in Asia Pacific, Africa, and Latin America to secure the interests of the alliance. Thus, building new partnerships or strengthening the existing one in the region by NATO shouldn't be surprising in the coming days. While such ambitions of the so-called global governors would require specific responses from all stakeholders, an integrated and sustainable movement towards improving the global governance, and particularly the paradigm of it, should be one of the priority agenda in the coming years. This would require an effort involving multiple moves and actions in the intellectual, communication, strategic, political, and other arenas. SCO is a robust organization. It is fully poised to play its balancing role by utilizing multiple means and approaches. To conclude, I would like to propose the establishment of a dedicated platform to focus on movement for a fairer and genuinely rule-based global governance system that is so critical for the sustainability, development, and cooperation of humankind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rahman. Indeed, the development of the SCO has drawn strength from the experiences of lessons of other international organizations. That's why we advocated the Shanghai spirit. And we always say that our cooperation is not targeted against any third country, and we are not aimed at forming alliances. This is based on our learning of lessons of the past. And of course, in the future, we have to overcome a lot of challenges and problems. Thank you very much for your insights.